You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMI support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket-wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose Emmy support.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Immigration Talk Show. Today, you're watching Daily Immigration Tour streaming live at 4 p.m. ADT. We are live on YouTube, LinkedIn, also on X, and do follow us on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram as well. And before moving ahead, let me read out with this very important disclaimer. By watching our videos, you understand that the information shared, including user comment, is not a professional advice. Use at your own risk. Our intention is never to offend, it's just a casual exchange of ideas. I hope, friends, you'll keep that in mind. And with that, once again, welcome back, everyone. And Napasa is also here. So, hi, Napasa. How was your day and how are you doing today?
Hi, Sam. It's been superb. Had a pretty busy and productive day, I would say, so far. And it's been wonderful. I hope that folks out there have been watching Immigration Talk Show. And I really do not want you to miss out any content because there's so much important information that we have been sharing. So check us out. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. And not just here on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Stay connected with us and please share and like our content. Share it with your friends and family who could benefit most. And also ring that bell so that whenever we have discussions, you can join us. And well, you can join us today as well by participating, and that you can do by commenting or dialing in. So you can comment wherever you're watching us or dial this number, which you can see on the screen above. And the number is 425-436-6335, and the access code is 988-888. And lovely to have you, Girish, once again. I saw your comments in our previous webinars we had today. So thank you so much for joining us once again. So good to see you.
Yeah, and hi, Girish, from my side. And so happy to have you here. Please go ahead and any information or any question or any thought, if you're having in this webinar, we would love to have that. And once again, welcome back to Immigration Talk Show. Okay, so I think Napasa, talking about today's topic again is a very timely one and a very important one. Undocumented and under fire. What's behind the massive arrest in California? So right now, so much is happening in thermal California. Also, the DEA, did a big raid that happened to shut down the illegal marijuana farms. So I think it's a very important topic that we are going to cover. And friends, stay tuned. We are going to talk about the reactions, also, what's exactly happening, how communities are responding, what locals are being concerned about, and most importantly, how it is national trends and federal presence. So stay tuned, stay connected with us, and also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. And with that, I think Napasa, let me go ahead with my news update, and after that, you can follow.
Sure.
Okay, so I have a very important news update, friends, and this is about K-pop fan tries to get Indian American star deported. Now, this sounds very different, but let's see what the whole story is. So there was a girl. Her name is Lara Rajagopalan. She's a rising star, part of the global girl group KTC. She's born in Texas, raised in LA, and she sings, dance, acts. Basically, she's like killing it. But recently, what happened? Someone sent an anonymous complaint to US immigration saying that she's living and working in the US illegally. That's right. It's unbelievable, but that's how it happened. Now, the question is that why would someone do that? Apparently, it was just over a fan argument. A K pop fan got upset and decided to report her to ICE. And yes, the immigration authorities as a way to get back to her. Now it's like, 1 minute you are performing on a stage, and next time you are just realizing that somebody is trying to deport you. It feels very bad. And people started posting hate online comments too. One even said that see you in the city jail and tagged her. Fans are now speaking out saying she is being targeted because she's an Indian. And also, this isn't just about one singer, it's about how immigration and race are being used as weapons online. So Lara's still going strong, still performing and not backing down. And here's also a real question: that should false immigration reports be punished? Please let me know in the comments below, friends, what do you think about this news? And if you think that this information is very important for your friends to know, then don't hesitate to share the link of this webinar. Now, over to you, Napasa.
Thank you, Sam. Yes, indeed, a very important news update that was. And another news I wanted to share is U.S. Embassy warns visa holders. A visa is a privilege, not a right. So the U.S. Embassy in India, has issued a strong warning to visa holders, emphasizing that a U.S. visa is a privilege, not a right. And this comes after a viral video showed an Indian student in, handcuffs at Newark airport, sparking outrage on social media. So this video has become viral, and it has definitely been a concerning news. So the embassy warned that the breaking US laws, including drug use or violating immigration rules, can lead to visa revocation and future ineligibility. And this marks the third advisory this month itself. So, amid growing concerns over illegal immigration and visa misuse. So, the crackdown follows the deportation of over 1,000 Indian nationals in recent months, with increased scrutiny on student and visitor visa holders as well. And the US has also introduced new visa restrictions targeting those facilitating illegal migration. So this was the news update I needed to share. Very important one. And folks, stay tuned as we continue, to track developments on U.S. immigration enforcement and to, stay updated with us. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show, and check us out on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, on Instagram as well. Stay connected with us. And yes, I think well, we have to, stay super alert. That's all I can say. And I think we should talk about our topic of discussion for today, which is undocumented and under fire. What's behind the massive arrests in California? Right, Sam?
Yeah, absolutely. And I
So
think it's a very important one. So, Napasa, if you can directly let us know, what's happening and how is everything going?
definitely, and what has been happening is already a very concerning thing. So if you look at what happened in Thermal, which is like a small town in Coachella Valley and a rural town of Thermal, between 70 to 75 undocumented immigrants who were arrested during a sweeping drug raid. So the DEA carried out what they called a major drug operation in Thermal, and focused on dismantling illegal marijuana growing operations. So this wasn't a small bust, this was a large scale one in actually. And according to the DEA, the effort stretched across 707 acres of land, you can only imagine, or more than 1.2 square miles. So yes, as part of this operation, federal agents served multiple search warrants, and that had been approved by a federal magistrate judge. But here's what made headlines. During this operation, 70 to 75 undocumented immigrants were arrested. And it wasn't always clear whether they were directly connected to the drug activity or were just nearby. In fact, many were described as collateral arrests, meaning they were not necessarily the primary targets, but
Mhm.
they had been arrested as they were found. And they were simply present when the raids happened. So the agencies involved included the DEA, US Immigration and Customs Enforcement, that is ICE, and Border Patrol, the FBI, the National Guard, and even the US Army. So we're talking about a heavily resourced and highly visible operation. And Videos on social media also showed helicopters, military style vehicles, and federal agents in full tactical gear, moving through rural farmland.
Mhm.
And for many residents, especially undocumented farm workers and their families, the sudden and intense nature of the raid caused panic. People didn't know what was happening, and many feared their families would be separated, not because of criminal activity, but because of where they were when the operation went down. So this is the picture of what really happened in Thermal,
Yeah.
and it's concerning because not just the residents around Thermal, but also communities and locals. So,
Yeah.
Sam, if you can really tell us what's happening, what happened, what they have been thinking.
Sure, and I think that's also very necessary to understand, how community they are reacting and how local people are reacting to it. So, firstly, without any doubt, there is fear and panic in local communities. The federal raid in Coachella Valley caused widespread fear, especially among the undocumented immigrants, farm workers, and their families. Because many people didn't know that why armed officers were suddenly appearing in neighborhoods, parks, and stores because they were having their normal day, and suddenly, this raid happened. So they got shocked and they were not very much clear that why is this happening. And for a lot of residents, also, it was not just a drug raid, but they are saying that it felt like an immigration crackdown. As you said, Napasa, there were videos, where it showed that military style vehicles were there and masked agents were also there. They were moving through communities. And families were frightened and unsure whether they or someone they might be arrested next time. Also, if we talk about how local leaders have been responded, then let's have a look on that. So, firstly, Congressman Raul Ruiz, who is a Democrat representing the area, he called the arrest unacceptable and said it is wrong to scare people who are just trying to work and take care of their families. Next, if we move ahead with the Riverside County Supervisor Manuel Perez, he said the raids were inhumane and destabilizing to communities. Now, these are quite bold statements that has been putting up by the local leaders. Next, if we talk about, how did it impact on farm workers and immigrants? So the Coachella Valley, we all know, is a home to many immigrant and farm workers' family, including undocumented individuals who work in agricultural sector. And the raid targeted, illegal marijuana operation, but many of the people arrested were not involved in drugs. And there's still a question mark. People who got arrested, were they actually involved or not? Or they were just simply working on farms. So agents also not identifying themselves because one day before the raid, a man in Cathedral City was arrested by officers, who refused to say that which agency they were from. And this created even more fear and confusion among the community and everybody. So people didn't know that who was operating in their neighborhoods and why. So yeah, I think in summary, I'll just say that local leaders and residents, are deeply concerned, anxious, and also feared by seeing all these situations that's happening. And people fear that immigration enforcement is becoming quite serious and very aggressive, and is also, people are not very much in favor of that. And many say that it's making people also feel very scared in their own neighborhoods, especially those who are simply working to survive. So yeah, this is the reaction that what people are suggesting, and Napasa, we can see that people are really scared and they are very concerned about how the things are happening. So I think if you can let us know about immigration enforcement or drug crackdown.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sam. And I'll do that for sure. But I'll quickly say hello to Yuri as well. Yuri, thank you for participating. We are going to read your comments and we'll speak more on this topic, undocumented and under fire. What's behind the massive arrests in California? After this short break here on Immigration Talk Show, you're watching Daily Immigration Dose with me, Napasa, and Sam.
You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMI support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose Emmy support.
Welcome back, everyone, on Immigration Talk Show. I'm Nipasa, and this is my co-host Sam. You're watching Daily Immigration Dose, and it's been a superb and a very interesting discussion today. We are having on undocumented and under fire. What's behind the massive arrests in California? We're talking about the incident that happened in Thermal very recently, and it's become very viral. Where you have so many news and videos bombarded. So I hope that you're following us. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. Check us out on YouTube, LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Stay connected with us, and also don't forget to hit that bell icon here in YouTube, so that whenever we have discussions, you're notified. And please share this content with your friends and family out there who can also join us, participate, and benefit from our content. So, yes, before the break, I was telling you that I'm going to speak more on the topic and why immigration enforcement or crackdown. So, the question which you were also highlighting a little earlier in this episode, Sam, was it really a drug investigation or was it immigration enforcement under another name? So, that's the big question. And the DEA, by the way, insists that it was a drug operation, and they say their focus was on dismantling illegal marijuana grows that are known to bring crime and environmental change. And yes, they did find evidence and large indoor grows as well, illegal electrical setups, and more. But when you talk about the 70 plus undocumented immigrants, who are also arrested during a single day operation, and most are not charged with drug related crimes, people start asking, was immigration enforcement the real goal instead? So I think it's one of the most confusing parts is the role of the other federal agencies, because the DEA confirmed that Border Patrol and ICE were also involved, right? But a Border Patrol spokesperson told the press that they were not conducting operations in the valley that day, even though their agents and vehicles were clearly seen. So it was a little contradicting, but Tony, speculation and what people are saying. So, what we are seeing in videos, well, the contradiction has only added to the unease and more questions. But it's also unclear, whether those arrests had, prior immigration violations, or if they were simply undocumented and in the wrong place at the wrong time. As they said, these arrests were collateral, right? So, if ICE is using drug raids as a way to sweep up undocumented individuals, that raises serious questions, but due process and fair treatment. So, I think many community groups, including TODEC, a local immigrant rights group, they have called this out, saying that it's a dangerous trend that could blur the lines between law enforcement and immigration raids as well. So the fear is that people will now be too scared to report crimes or even seek help when they really need it. But this has happened, and though these arrests of these 70 plus undocumented immigrants were collateral, they have been raising questions. And but there's a bigger picture to this. So I think, Sam, if you could shed more light, on the larger context, whether it's the national trends or the federal presence, it'll be nice to know.
Sure, that will be my pleasure. And I think before diving into my next segment, I would just like to say hi to our viewers. It feels so good. Girish has already joined us early in our show. Yuri, also Williams is also here. Hi, Williams. Hi, Richard. Friends, why don't you directly dial up this number that is on top of your screen, 425 4366335, with the access code 988888, and have a chance, to have a live conversation with us directly on this platform. Go ahead, and I hope to have one call at least today from all of you, and that would be great. And I think with that, Napasa, let's take up Yuri's comment here, and after that, we can proceed. So Yuri is saying that Los Angeles police have announced they are making mass arrest in the city's downtown area as people gathered in defiance of an overnight curfew imposed after days of protest against Donald Trump's immigration crackdown and military deployment. Okay, that's a very important point, Yuri, and thank you so much for that. Putting up so well and talking about it too. I think, yeah, that's very well said, and it is making mass arrest right now, and undocumented immigrants are highly targeted. And today also our topic is about that only, and we are just trying to figure it out whether it's about mass arrest only on undocumented one, or it's actually about the drug people, who take drugs. So I think now let me go ahead with my topic, and that's about national trends and federal presence. So, to understand what happened in Coachella Valley, we need to look at the bigger picture, that what's going on across the US and when it comes to immigration enforcement and federal activity. So, under the President Trump administration, immigration enforcement has become stricter, faster, and here's what that means also, that there will be more raids by federal agencies like ICE and Border Patrol, not just at borders, but also in cities, farms, workplaces, and different places too. There will be more arrest even of people who are not directly into crime. For example, if there will be undocumented workers simply being present, then they might also be questioned. Also, there will be less notice given to local people because many raids now happen suddenly and without any prior information and no warning. So, this is part of a larger push to deter that illegal immigration and show that the US is serious about enforcing immigration laws. Also, new policies are expanding who gets targeted. So, in the past, immigration officials mainly focused on people who just had criminal records, not very much into their legal status, and also on those who recently caught crossing the border. But now they are also targeting, people who have been in the US for years without documents. Also, workers in low paying jobs like farming, food services, and factories, because most of the undocumented people works in this sector. Also, people caught by accident during unrelated law enforcement operations, like Coachella Valley drug raid. That's what we have been talking in today's webinar. So I think, Nipasa, there's also increased federal and military presence because more alarming military style tactics. And yeah, recently also 700 US Marines were sent to LA from a military base nearby. And agents are also showing up in full tactical gear using military vehicles and sometimes not even identifying themselves or the agencies they work for. So everything is there: fear, distrust, confusion, separation of families, and a lot of concern with all these things. So I'll just say, right now US is increasing immigration enforcement nationwide and not just at the border. So yeah, I think that's all I wanted to point out. And with that, I think Natasha can go ahead with our other viewers' comment too.
Sure thing, Sam. And we have Jeannie saying, thanks for sharing. Hi, Jeannie. Thank you so much for joining us here on Immigration Talk Show. I hope you have subscribed to our channel, and thank you for your love. Jean. Okay. And next is Richard saying, the Los Angeles Dodgers announced Thursday sorry, yes, they blocked federal immigration agents from entering their stadium as dozens of anti-ICE protesters gathered outside the sports venue. That's another very important news update. Thank you so much, Richard, for sharing with us. And yeah, well, I think if you talk about US immigration, it's just getting interesting every single day because there are new updates, and I can only imagine immigration lawyers and all of the immigration departments out there, who have been super active and on their toes. And absolutely, Richard, thank you once again for commenting and showing this other side. And on social media, the MLB team said the federal agents working with immigration and customs enforcement arrived the stadium and requested permission to access the parking lots. Well, it is happening, and I think sometimes we may think, is it fair or not, and whether justice is truly being served or not. But this is happening. What I can say is, it's also a reminder, of all these things that are happening. Whether you talk about what happened in Thermal, which was not just a drug bust, but could be that it was a full scale federal operation that also ended, in dozens and dozens of undocumented arrests and left the entire community shaken. So
Yeah,
it's really a reminder of how much power federal agencies hold as well, and why local leaders and residents must stay informed and involved, because there's so much to speak, and we'll definitely continue to follow the story and speak to the community members as much, and legal experts and even elected officials probably in the upcoming days, because there's so much to know. But like I said, it's every day it's getting more interesting, and you do not want to miss out on any information. So don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. And of course, we encourage everyone out there to stay calm, stay connected with, local support networks, and also know your rights, of course, and stay in touch with us as well, because we come up with the latest and the most important, topics and updates, especially on US immigration. So thank you so much once again, everyone, for joining us here. It was lovely having you. And
that's
all I can say is check us out, not just on YouTube, but also on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and on Instagram. Stay connected with us, subscribe to our channel, like and share our content, because I'm very sure that all your friends and folks will also benefit most. So also, if you want to contact us or have any questions, or you want to know about some very important topics you want us to discuss probably in our next episodes, or have conversation with experts who join us, especially immigration attorneys, then contact us. My number is 408-335-6444. This is also my WhatsApp number, where you can call me also. And my email address is nipa@staffingly.com. And you can also get in touch with Sam, and her email address is sam@staffingly.com. So I think that it's a wrap here
yeah.
on Daily Immigration Dose today.
That's right.
And
And I think
anything else to say? Yeah.
I'll just say that you have concluded it everything, and friends, just make sure to stay tuned and take information from the right platform, because there are the issues are also increasing, and misinformation is also being spreading a lot. So it's better to keep yourself safe, not only from all the mishappening, but also from the wrong information and the fake news. And for that, I'll say that don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Our handle is at Immigration Talk Show. It's me, Sam, with my co-host Nipasa, and tomorrow also we are coming live on the same platform at 4 p.m. EDT. So do join us tomorrow, Yuri, Girish, and Williams, Richard, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Hope you enjoyed it, and see you tomorrow. So till then, stay informed, stay smart, and keep watching Immigration Talk Show.
Bye bye, everyone.
You know why I'm vacationing in Dubai right now? Because I stopped drowning in RFEs, intake calls, and late night filings. I used to hire freelancers who barely knew what a G28 was. Total chaos. Then I found IMI Support, virtual immigration paralegals trained in real case prep, docket-wise, and USCIS workflows. Now my calendar's clean, my clients are happy, and my firm runs while I relax. You can hustle or you can outsource smart. I chose freedom. I chose IMI Support.